going to do the letter M for today's YouTube Pagan challenge. And the letter M is for moon. And I'm going to share with you something that I've found. Well, actually, my ex-husband teaches for an after-school program. And he likes to get all of their extra stuff that they're going to get rid of for our kids. Because we used to homeschool, so we have a plethora of books. As you can see, there's a bookshelf here. Let me show you. Books. Actually, I'm going to show you. Books. So many books. Books. More books. More books. There's a window. And by the window, there's even more books. And there's books on the floor. Because we don't have any room for the books. Anyway, he found some really interesting books that our 6-year-old can read. So that way he gets it. He loves reading, but he's usually just a comic book kind of reader. So we got him small little baby, what we call baby books. And this one, How the Moon Came to Be, was in the pile. And it is a Chinese legend that I'd like to share with you. This is How the Moon Came to Be. It is a Chinese legend. It is retold by Jan M. Mike and illustrated by Andrea Arroyo. Long ago, there was no moon. There were no stars sparkling in the sky. One evening, a poor boy named Yala hurried home to his sister, Ni Wo. He had lost track of time peddling his carved wooden toys in the city. The day sun had set. Close to home, Yala heard rustling in the bushes. He began to run, but he had only gone a few steps before he tripped and fell. "Oh, how I wish the night sky weren't so dark," Yala shouted. The words had barely left his mouth when a bright light filled the sky. A new, hot night sun blazed over him. Yala ran home to his sister, but he did not find her in the sleeping quarters. The night sun had awakened her. Here's the picture. Many days and nights passed. The day sun continued to shine. The new night sun continued to shine too. No one could sleep in the hot, bright light. In the fields, the plants turned brown. People grew thin and tired. They were angry and unhappy. They had little food and no sleep. No one would buy the clever toys Yala was peddling in the city. "Was it your wish that made this night sun?" Ni Wo asked her brother one night. "I don't know," Yala said. "I have tried to wish it away, but it will not go." "We must do more than wish," Ni Wo said. "We must go to the wise man in the mountain. He will know what to do." There's the pictures. The journey was long and hard. At first, roads led them past rich houses with ponds and servants' quarters. Then they left the city and walked along smaller paths through brown forests and dry grasslands. For many warm days and many hot nights, Yala and Ni Wo trudged on. Finally, they reached the wise man's cave. "I know why you are here," the wise man said. "Yala, you are a good archer. You must shoot this night sun out of the sky. And you, Ni Wo, are a great weaver. You must help your brother. You are bound together by blood." "But I cannot shoot an arrow that high," Yala said. "An archer is only as good as his tools. Here is what you must do," the wise man said. Yala and Ni Wo listened to the man for a long time. They learned what they must do. First, Ni Wo cut off her long hair and began to weave it into a net. She worked for many days. She made sure the net was strong. Then they left the wise man and began to climb the mountain. Higher and higher they climbed. Finally, they reached the den of a fierce tiger. Yala and Ni Wo spread the net of hair over the mouth of the tiger's den. The tiger leaped from her den. She became tangled in the net. She roared and clawed, but Niwo's net was strong. Yala reached out and plucked one long hair from the tiger's tail. Then Niwo whisked the net away. The tiger ran off unharmed. Tucking the tiger's hair away, Yala and his sister continued on their journey. They climbed over the mountain and down the side. They went on until they reached a large forest. They tied Niwo's net between the two tallest trees. A huge deer leaped between the trees, catching his antlers in the net. He twisted and turned, but Niwo's net was strong. Yala reached out and took a piece of the deer's antler. Then Niwo pulled the net away. The deer ran off unharmed. Yala and Niwo bound together the tiger hair and the deer antler. Then they took them to the wise man. With his help, they used the animals' gifts to make a bow and 3 sharp arrows. Then brother and sister left once more. In the middle of the hot night, they climbed to the top of the mountain. Yala stood on the mountain top. He looked up into the bright night sky. Yala took a deep breath. He pulled his tiger bowstring back as far as it would go. Into the sky his arrow flew. Up, up, it raced into the center of the blazing night sun. He shot his second arrow. It sped through the air and hit the heart of the night sun. Yala shot off his third and final arrow. When the last arrow struck the night sun, a bright light filled the sky. Yala and Niwo fell to the ground. They covered their eyes. A huge rumbling filled the night air. Then the rumbling stopped and the light was gone. Niwo and Yala looked up at the sky. Tiny stars twinkled across the black sky. Cool moonlight flooded the mountaintop. The blazing night sun was gone. The brother and sister returned home. Their friends greeted them with great joy. From that day on, the night sky was dark, but it wasn't too dark, and so it remains to this very day. If you look out your bedroom window at night, you can see the sparkling stars and the cool white moon. They are gifts from Niwo and Yala. And that is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed this lovely myth of how the moon came to be. Let me know if you know any other myths or legends of how the moon came to be. I know I've heard different ones from Africa and from Native American tribes and things like that. That would be really awesome to hear how the stories were back then for how we got our skies. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Brightest blessings.